Number 5, despite his love of the King James Bible, he doesn't seem to know it very well. I have heard him on multiple occasions. Unfortunately, I have to watch a lot of this guy in order to make videos and stay up to date in the Young Earth Creationism arguing field, which isn't too up to date. It's about 20 or 30 years old. But anyway, he's all the time cherry-picking, misquoting Bible verses. And since he doesn't bother to actually learn, any Greek or Hebrew or anything, he just reads the Bible in English, he doesn't even know the name Yahweh, the Hebrew name for God. Here, that's it.
To Hovind, does the second law of thermodynamics apply to Yahweh? If so, how is it not degraded out of existence? If not, why are creations affected?
Does the second law of thermodynamics, which means everything is tending toward disorder, does that apply to God? I'm not sure who Yahweh is, but does the God of the Bible? No.
If so, how can Yahweh being replaced thousands of times with Lord by the translators be explained? Well, when you're changing from Hebrew to English, you replace all of the words, but not just Yahweh, you replace them all. And I'd be careful about using the word Yahweh. I'm not sure who that is. Might want to do a study on that. Surely Yahweh dictated his name to the prophets and they wrote YHWH. Well, then why are you putting YAHWEH? How do you know it's an A and an E? Since there were no vowels, why not an I and an O or a U? You don't know. So you may have the wrong one.
Daniel writes in, Kent, I have a point of interest. I always hear the blasphemers in movies say Yahweh. They always say Jesus, or I never hear the blasphemers say Yahweh. I hear them say Jesus or Jesus Christ. The blasphemers in movies. Good point. Now, Gail Riplinger has a section, I think, in one of her books about Yahweh being actually a name for Satan. I don't know if it's a German made it up or something, because we don't know the vowels. YHWH. And people say, well, the Hebrew doesn't have a J, so it can't be Jesus. Well, the Hebrew doesn't have an A, B, C, D, E, F, or G either. Okay, duh. Come on.